Next time you see a massive cargo ship or a cruise liner pulling into port, look at the very front of it, right at the waterline. You will notice something strange. There is a huge, smooth bulge sticking out below the bow, almost like the ship has a swollen nose dipping into the water. It looks like a battering ram from some ancient warship, but it is not a weapon. It is not decorative. And if you removed it, that ship would burn through millions of extra dollars in fuel every single year. That weird bulb is one of the most quietly brilliant inventions in maritime history, and almost nobody knows what it actually does. Today we are diving into the physics behind the bulbous bow, right here in plain sight. To understand the bulb, you first have to understand the problem. When a ship moves through water, it does not just slice cleanly through like a knife. Instead, it shoves the water out of the way. That shoving creates waves. You have seen them, those big rolling waves that push out from the front of any boat. Now here is the thing most people do not realize. Those waves are not just a side effect. They are a form of energy loss. The ship's engines burn fuel to push the vessel forward, but a huge chunk of that energy does not go into moving the ship. It goes into creating waves. On a large container ship, wave-making resistance can account for a massive portion of the total drag. So engineers asked a deceptively simple question. What if we could cancel the waves? This is where the bulb comes in, and the physics behind it is almost poetic. When you push a round bulb through water just below the surface, it creates its own small wave. Engineers shape and position the bulb so that its wave is perfectly out of sync with the wave created by the sharp bow above it. But here is the trick. When the bow pushes water up, the bulb pushes water down. The peak of one wave meets the trough of the other. They collide, and they cancel each other out. This is called destructive interference, the same principle that makes noise-canceling headphones work. Your headphones play a sound wave that is the opposite of the noise around you, and the two waves destroy each other, leaving silence. The bulbous bow does the exact same thing, but with water. It plays an anti-wave that flattens the ocean in front of the ship. Now, this idea is not new. Naval engineers first experimented with bulb-shaped bows in the early 1900s. But for decades, the concept remained mostly theoretical. Ships were built the old-fashioned way, with sharp, straight bows designed to cut through the water. It was not until the mid-20th century, when fuel costs started climbing and computer modeling became available, that shipbuilders began seriously adopting the bulbous bow. The results were staggering. Fuel savings of 10 to 15% were common. On a massive container ship that burns hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel per voyage, that is an enormous amount of money saved over a lifetime. But here's something that surprises most people. The bulb does not work perfectly in every condition. It is optimized for a specific speed and a specific draft, which is how deep the ship sits in the water. When the ship is fully loaded and cruising at its designed speed, the bulb performs beautifully. But if the ship is running light, sitting higher in the water, the bulb can actually poke partially above the surface. When that happens, it loses its wave-canceling magic and can even create extra drag. This is why designing a bulbous bow is incredibly complex. Engineers have to predict how a ship will be loaded, how fast it will travel, and what sea conditions it will face for most of its life. Get it right, and you save millions. Get it wrong, and you have bolted a giant blister onto the front of your ship for nothing. There is one more thing worth mentioning. Not every modern ship has a bulbous bow. Some newer designs, especially ships built for slower speeds or for cutting through ice, have returned to a straight or inverted bow. These are sometimes called axe bows, and they work better in rough seas where wave patterns are chaotic and unpredictable. The bulbous bow thrives in calm, consistent conditions, but when the ocean gets violent, a simpler design can actually win. So the next time you see that strange, rounded lump beneath a ship's bow, you will know it is not armor. It is not a ram, and it is not a design flaw. It is a wave killer. A silent, elegant piece of physics that has saved the shipping industry billions of dollars and countless tons of fuel, all by creating a wave designed to destroy another wave. This is plain sight. If you enjoyed this one, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories hidden in the everyday world around us. Thanks for watching.